the equation, you know. Since you have no purpose for your maleness anymore, for your masculine energy anymore, it's been outlawed, you know. So if the society's not endorsing masculine energy, what's the purpose of a man?
Let me interrupt you for just 1 second, because I made a broadcast error. Greetings to you, family, because I forgot to hit go live on the page, the StreamYard page, and thereby you're just beginning to hear us. And so greetings to anyone who's entering. We're here
Peace.
to,
it's all right. Peace,
yeah,
family.
it is
Start
what
over.
it is.
Peace.
We start over.
Peace.
Yeah. The topic is pretty much a given, and it just centers around what is the purpose of the black man to himself. Because if you're no use to yourself, then you're of no use to anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no use to anybody. Yeah. And you live in a society today where, like I said, the man has been outlawed. That male energy is frowned upon now. You know, if you look at social media, that's mostly female energy. Right? That's mostly female energy. That's female communication style. They call them soft skills now. This is a soft skills world. Now, not a hard skills. Hard skills is, I can go out there and dig a ditch faster than you, or lay track faster than you, physical things. They call those hard skills. Soft skills are more communicating and empathizing and sharing your truths. You know what I mean? Those are soft skills. So that's the stuff they're talking about now. All right? And what those soft skills are doing is making soft men. All right? That's what you're dealing right now. You have dealt with that. They always talk about the feminization of the male. And it's not, and it's real. It's a real thing. Because socially, the male has been effeminized. You know what I mean? That hard talk is frowned upon. Frank talk is frowned upon anymore. It's all about, people being able to feel what they feel and nobody has nothing to say about it,
Right.
So we got a lot of men right now that are jammed up because they're looking to European psychology for answers to their problems. All right. So you got grown 40, 50, 60-year-old men talking about their mama didn't hug them. You know what I'm saying? Or nobody told them they loved me enough when I was a child. That's why I messed up today. You know?
Right.
And we know that's a bunch of nonsense. You messed up today because you want to be messed up today. All right? Yesterday, yes. Happened yesterday. But trust me, your mama not telling you love me ain't the reason you messed up. Your mama not hugging you enough ain't the reason you messed up. All right? You messed up because you're living under another man's roof. You're living in another man's reality. All right? So you're in captivity. That's why you messed up. And nothing functions properly. Nothing in nature functions properly in captivity.
Right.
All right? So the male and the black male and female are in captivity. All right? You're under colonization. You're not free to express yourself, your ideas. You can't act upon your own nature. You don't know your nature. You don't know your culture because it's been robbed from you. So you literally are in blackface. All right? You're black. You're in blackface. Even the culture you exercise now is just European blackface. European culture in blackface. Right. That's all you're seeing right now. All our stuff is European culture in blackface. Yeah, it got a little more flow. It moves a little better, but it's just European culture in blackface. All right, you've been taken away from your own. You don't know your natural ways of living of a society and life. In fact, even a lot of cultures, do you know that you have accepted, be they Aboriginal, African, whatever, are actually cultures that developed after the colonization period or the destruction of the natives, you know what I'm saying? And sending them into the interior of Africa from exploitation and slavery and all that stuff. We were driven into the interiors of these places. So our cultures had to change from a culture of plenty, which is food, clothing, and water. We changed to a culture like the white people have, a culture of scarcity,
yes,
a scarcity culture.
Yeah.
So a scarcity culture forces you to do things differently. You can't eat the same way. You have to adjust. You got to eat more meat now.
Right.
You're in a scarcity. You got to eat more meat now. All right.
Right.
You got to do different things. You got to, you know what I'm saying?
And your whole mindset, because I remember that when you knew you were about to graduate from high school, you knew you were going to have to be paying rent and taking care of life and limb, and that was coming. You just get this stress on you and this fear that what if I can't live up? And it's not that you don't always have to achieve your best, but there's like a threat of homelessness, a threat of starvation. There's all sorts of things.
Exactly. But it's worse than that. You've been robbed already. You hit upside your head and buried in a shallow grave in the Northwest Hemisphere. Right. All right, that's where you are. You are. Right. You're the widow. We're the widow's sons. We're the ones buried in a shallow grave in the Northwest Hemisphere. Stolen, robbed, and bust upside your head. That means all your knowledge, wisdom, and understanding was taken away from you. That's us. All right. So what kind of stress you under? Dealing with that situation.
Yeah, that's true.
Even if you don't know it's the situation, if the culture is not right, the ideas are not right, then the body's not going to function right.
You just reminded me of something just as you started talking, that your body doesn't know what nutritious food is to tell you about it, but it's still going to tell you about it in the way that it breaks down if you don't feed it the proper nutrition. So the same thing with Western culture. It is a nutrient lacking for the soul society. And thereby we may, based on the things they give you as status symbols, you may want to flatter yourself that, oh, I got this, I got my Gucci, I got my Prada, I'm all hooked up. But you're still responding emotionally, stress-wise. Your whole psyche is operating as a captured vessel, as something that is not getting what the Most High put in you, and just simply, I think it must be part of all of us, because since I was a little girl, I've always known there's something wrong about this society. It's something that just sounds trivial. It sounds, like just not, there's no warmth in it. There's no kindness in it, and it's just brutal. And I'm not saying that life has always been wonderful. Of course not. It's always been problems, but I really think that our souls know this place isn't right for us.
Yeah, I would think. Well, you can see by the results. You can see that the proof is in the pudding. Look at how the people operate. All right, look at that. Look at how we operate. How our relationships are. How our communities are. You know what I mean? That's what you look at. You don't have to look at. You don't have to ask nobody. Just look around. The answers are right in front of you.
Wow.
All right. The conditions that we live in are demonstrating of the mental side of our mental state. Right. All right. The conditions we exist in or allow to exist are signs of our mental state. All right. If we allow chaos around us, that means that your mental state as a man is messed up. Men don't like chaos. All right. Women can have children running around, yelling, screaming, and it's so cute, they're enjoying themselves. A man is not doing. A man is like, kill all that noise. You know what I'm saying? We just different. We different. We not even feeling like that. Right. We don't like that chaos. All right. We want you to enjoy yourself, but everything got to be. You can enjoy yourself without being chaotic about it. That's the way we look at it. That's the way a man's mind is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And
generally, that's just a small example. But that's what's going on. We got two different natures here, and what's going on? The suppression of one nature is the destruction of both. See, when the power of the nature, the man's nature is taken away, that's the destruction of the family.
Right.
All right. So the power of the man's nature is critical to the success of the family. All right. So right now we got a bunch of effeminized men. Our nature has been effeminized. We thinking about. The men are thinking, you see it on social media, everybody talking about feelings and your truth. This is men and women. You know what I'm saying? So in other words, the men have taken on the lingo of the women. All right. And that also means that we're not being effective, because we can't be effective in her energy. Our energy is where we're effective at.
Wow.
Know what I'm saying?
Wow. Yeah.
Utilizing our energy is where we're effective at. Yeah, we can understand, we can empathize with what you're coming from, but we have our own energy that has to be utilized to keep the house together. All right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it comes to. That's why you got a lot of nonsense going on, a lot of frantic, a lot of homosexuality, lesbianism, all that stuff is because you're not in your nature. Because even if you look at the lesbian relationships, one of them is being masculine.
That's true.
All right. 9 times out of 10, one of them is masculine, one is a butch, and one is a femme. That's their language, right?
Right. Same thing with the gay men.
The only reason that thing works is because the males are effeminate. So the butch can out male you. All right?
Mm-hmm.
The butch is literally using masculine energy better than the male.
With no apologies.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not the same.
No, it's not. They tend to imitate some of the worst characteristics.
But it's just
of
like the male homosexual does. He exaggerates everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Mm. If he's a femme, he exaggerates. He's extra. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna be trying to be extra female.
Right.
And so that's what happens with the butch. She's gonna 9 times try to be extra male. Extra rah-rah. You know what I'm saying? But a man ain't got to be like that. Men can be smooth. You know what I'm saying? And still be totally masculine. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to overdo it. It just is. All right? Ain't no problem.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It just is. Our energy is like that. We don't have to act our energy. When we into it, we are our energy. You know what I'm saying?
It's the same thing with being a female.
Exactly.
That I don't have to think about how can I be a female. Yeah. It just comes naturally.
Exactly.
To me.
So when you're dealing with a society where cats are trying to imitate, the imitations are being lifted up as examples. That's a problem. Now, when the imitation females lift up as an example of femininity, you got a problem. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
The bush feminists lift up as an example of a leader in the family. They got a problem. No disrespect, but that's a problem. They know that's out of order. Even they know it's out of order.
They do. All
right, so let's stop it. You know what I'm saying? What they're doing is they're coming in and filling in a gap. See? Because the black man's not on his post, so they can slip in and fill that gap. See? And a black woman's not on her post, so they slip in and fill that gap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because when you on your post, there's no gaps to be filled because everything is locked down. So they off to the side doing what they got to do. You know what I mean? They can't get a hold. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But since you're not on your post, those things can take hold. All right? They can take hold. And you have to understand European culture generally, because a lot of it is based from their experience and also on Greco-Roman culture, the homosexualities are right into the culture. All right, that's part of the culture is the homosexuality. Right,
because it's thoroughly imbalanced,
and they don't like women, and then dislike of women is built right into culture also.
Right.
All right. So they're going to masculinize the female. That's why you see these pictures of women lifting weights and stuff like that. Cats, oh yeah, that's hot. You know what I'm saying? Women doing male stuff is sexually attractive to you. Right. That's something wrong with you.
Right, because you don't want to accept the responsibility of caring for family and being the protector yourself.
No, you got that European culture in you. That's what that is. You in the gymnasium. All right? You got that European culture in it. Like I said, with the culture comes the homosexuality. It's built right in there. So you masculinize your female. To be attracted to a woman, you got to masculinize her. You got to have her fit. You know what I'm saying? In the gym, toned up. You got to see a 6-pack. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you have masculinized the female.
I never even thought about it from that aspect. Whereas that is because I used to work out in the gym and I would get my little tiny 6-pack going on. And I never thought of it in terms of that's appealing to the homosexual aspect of Western society.
Yeah, because they don't like the female unless she looks like a man. All right? They don't like the female unless she looks like a man. You can look at the society. Look at the movies today. All the females, actors, they all female. They all look like men.
They do. They
got bodies like men.
They have bodies like boys.
Exactly. That's what they like. Right. All right. That's what's being posted up to you as an example of a female.
A beautiful female.
Exactly.
Like that.
That's what you're getting. All right. It's all right there in black and white. Ain't got to make nothing up. All you got to do is look in the magazine, turn the TV on. You see it all the time.
Right. Wow.
But you see, they're gonna try to make it wrong for you even speak on what's in front of your face.
Yes.
See, that's the problem. See, they want to make it wrong for speaking on what's right in front of your face.
Right.
Because they know if you speak on it, you're going to blow it out the water.
Mm.
Because it doesn't make any sense.
And the transgenders taking over female sports. Yeah.
That's just stupid stuff. Like, this is just immature baby stuff you're dealing with.
Mm.
All right? Any 5-year-old can see there's something wrong with that. But see, you so damn sophisticated and intelligent, you trying to justify it.
Right.
See? You've been so sophisticated and intelligent and got so many degrees that you're damn stupid.
That makes me think of the thing that prompted me to just keep trying not to annoy you, but saying we need to talk about this, was what you had shared with me, that there was a woman who was on a radio program and she got asked the question, to which I forget the question, but she responded that if a man doesn't have a purpose, she doesn't want to be with him. First time I heard that, I thought, whoa, that makes a lot of sense. But then you had something totally different to say.
If a man got a woman, he got a purpose. What are you talking about? If a man got a woman, anybody alive has a purpose, all right? Now, what kind of purpose? Was she looking for somebody who got a purpose of building an empire? Or, you see, because they be playing them games, you know what I'm saying? So they get so smart, they try to play games, you know what I'm saying? But if you got a woman, you got a purpose. You got children, you got a purpose. All right? Don't tell me you don't know what to do. You don't know what you're born here to do. If you got a wife, girlfriend, children, you don't tell me. That's nonsense. You got things to do.
Right.
All right?
Right.
Now, you can run from them seeking your purpose.
According to
whatever, whose folks, I don't know. If you got a woman, you got children, you got a purpose. Now, any other things you do is great, but you got a purpose already. All right. Now, maybe you find some higher purpose beyond all of that by doing your duty. See, because in your relationship, it's like Dr. Africa told us. You know what I'm saying? Having a child is a rites of passage for the parents. And a rites of passage for the child, and a rites of passage for the mother, and a rites of passage for the father. You know what I'm saying? In other words, we all put each other through trial to make us better, or to grow us into different roles that we have, things we have to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't know until you raise children what it's like, what you'll do for a child. You know what I'm saying? What you have to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? What you have to fight with. You know, you have to fight with them. They fight with you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You'll fight with each other over the children. You know what I mean? So this is a rites of passage. It ain't got to be chaotic in that aspect of it, but it's something you learn. It's a growing process. It grows you.
Nobody can prepare you for it.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, as you embrace wanting to be a good and rightful parent, it demands you rise higher than just your immediate instinctual responses.
Yourself.
Yes. Because if this was a stranger to you trying to get away with the things that a child will try to get away with, you'd have kicked them. You would never invite them into your house.
True. Exactly. So it's a trial for children. Your family is a trial for you. The Holy Quran is very clear. Your family is a trial for you. Wealth is a trial for you. Poverty is a trial for you. Anything could be a trial. Trial don't have to be negative or positive. Trial just to be something that you have to overcome.
And that you grow from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in overcoming, you become closer to yourself. And the more you know about yourself, the easier it is to deal with other people.
Because, yes, I have, in being with you, transcended my limitations on myself. I would have never imagined that I was capable of anything that I've accomplished in this latest stage of my life until I was with somebody who you are so thoroughly not like me. We are the same in many of our goals and spiritual beliefs, but at the same time, your whole personality is so man, where you know, and there are women who could be more like stable, and I'm very a dreamer, but at the same time, you just have a matter of fact, down to earth, let's just get things done type of attitude about life. So I remember when I first started writing This Black, and you know, I love how you don't just sit back and say, oh, you're writing a book. That's so fantastic. Oh my goodness, I can't wait, because I probably would have never finished writing it. Whereas you just looked at me and you said, you finished that book yet? And I was like, Oh, wow. That's right. If that's my ambition, I've got to sit down and just do it and not just think magically it's going to appear. That requires discipline. That requires stabilization. These are all things that if I had been with somebody who's just trying to coddle my feelings and make me feel better about everything, and that would have never happened.
Yeah, well, you have to understand something. A man's duty is to give the woman the freedom to express her creativity. All right? Your duty as a man is to give the woman the freedom to express the creativity that she has in her. Whatever way it comes out, music, dance, art, cooking, whatever it is, you know what I mean? You have to provide a platform for her to grow from, to grow into, or grow out of. You know what I mean? That's your duty. You're not to get in the way of that. You know what I'm saying? She ain't just there to wash your clothes and cook food for you. You know what I'm saying? You got a responsibility here. You know what I'm saying? Right. You're not to enslave her. We're not here to enslave the woman to us. Right. We're to free the woman into Allah, to the Creator. You know what I'm saying? We're here to free you, to get you closer to the God. That's what we're here to. The God inside of yourself. All right? We're not another enslaver. I'm not going from one slave master to another slave master. All right? We don't do that. Right. That's nonsense. That's why a lot of relationships fail, because we are looking to be we want slave master relationships with each other. I'm not owning no damn body. I don't own no people. All right? Right. And I'm not looking to own nobody. Ain't nobody going to be owning me.
You promise you never ever. Yeah. Right? We want,
See, but that's a man thing. You got to be able to have the balls enough to say, yo, you know what? No, we ain't turning one. We ain't going to give up one slave master for another. All right. And a lot of our relationships are just slave relations, owner type relationships. You know what I mean? Right. What's going to come out of that? Pain, resentment.
Right.
Keep that crap.
That's right.
Keep that.
Because that's the thing is that I feel like, just joy and my giving to you, because you have been such an amazing steward of our family and of our relationship, that I give to you freely. I don't give to you out of resentment or out of, like even fear isn't my motivation, because I know I don't in turn own you, because you've allowed me to be exactly who I am.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. And if you don't like who a person is, then you leave them alone. Yeah. Because that's who they're going to be in 10 years. They're still going to be them. All right? Because you ain't going to change nobody. And if you change somebody, it's going to be temporary. All right? Change doesn't come from the outside in. It always comes from the inside out.
Right.
All right? So you can't change nobody. So put that foolishness out your head.
A lot of times when I think about the Arabic countries, I always look at the women, and I don't know because I've never lived in that society, but I always think that there's probably an underlying resentment going on from a lot, not all, I'm sure, of the women.
It depends on how much information, how much outside information they've taken in, I guess.
Oh, that's
how much
true.
They've been poisoned with European.
Oh my goodness gracious! And they
depends on that. I'm sure they got their issues generally, because the Arabic culture, the Arabs generally don't like women.
Yes,
that's why Prophet Muhammad had to come and teach. That's why Islam came to them. They didn't like women. They would burn their daughters in the desert when they came for that daughters coming. The Arabs did not like women.
Wow.
All right.
Right.
Prophet Muhammad came to stop that. He taught them Islam. Islam didn't come with him. Islam was here before Prophet Muhammad.
That's true.
But he brought it to these Arabs, all right, because they were in such a poor condition. All right. And after he left, they pretty much went right back to what they believe, because their culture overcame their faith. See, Islam didn't come to enslave the woman.
Right.
That's something they wanted to do.
Right.
All right. Let's get that straight.
Right. I call it tiny penis tribalism.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But they was doing that already.
Right.
They was already subjugating their women. Right. All right. That didn't come with the faith. No, they was doing that already. All right. And like anybody get faith or religion, they just going to do whatever the hell they was doing even before they put their faith on it. Generally. All right.
Right.
That's what they're going to do. Because like that Doc Grandpa said, you can't change the grain of the hair. You can't change the grain of nobody's hair. You know what I'm saying? Right? But the problem is that your grain of your hair, as original people, is made different. Your grain is made right. Your grain is only works when it's in alignment with the creator of the heavens and the earth, because that's who you are. You know what I'm saying? With the principles of Ma'at, freedom, justice, and equality. That's the only way your system works. That's why we can't graft the European system on our system and think it's going to work. All right? Right. First of all, it ain't grafting. Usually you're trying to graft your system onto their system. See, you ain't trying to graft European culture onto our system. You're grafting some little stuff you learned from somebody onto European culture. Right. All right. And that's why we in the condition we in. You just look at what happened, what's going on this last year to show you the condition of this black leadership. All right. They're useless. They got no fighting them. They're in bed with the oppressors.
Oh, yes.
All right. They fell right in line with the dog and pony show of the fear campaign. Most black leaders fell right in line with the fear campaign. All right. Because what? Too much female energy, bro.
Yes.
Too much female energy.
Matter of fact.
Men need male energy. Right. All right. You ain't got the power to resist unless you activate on your male energy. Let's keep it real. You ain't got the power to resist unless you act on that male energy. I'm sorry, because that's the battle in you. That's the fighter in you. All right. That's why we in such a poor condition. The men are using too much damn female energy. It's making you useless.
Feminism shamed men.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if feminism did it, but just believing lies messed you up.
Believe in Western.
You know what I'm saying? Believing guess what messed you up. They've gone that way, and you just went right with them.
Right.
All right. You don't have that energy no more like we used to have back in the day. I mean, from men energy, like, yo, screw that. We ain't doing that. That's the white man. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got the energy like that no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't got energy like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Just tell you straight up. And be damn, most of these brothers that would have been doing that is out now and trying to sell you something.
Ooh, yes.
Right? Everybody's going into the. We used to know it's funny because in the 90s, you talk about them teachers, Creflo Dollar, and look at them trying to sell every damn thing. Laughing at you. Oh, yeah, niggas that turn to Creflo Dollar now. Everybody trying to sell something. All right? That's your religion now. All right? That's the revolution now. Yes. Sell you something. Make money off your people. That's the revolution now. That's why you're useless. All right? That's why the black male is useless right now. Everybody's just trying to monetize everything. All right? Like I said before, you're going to be the richest slaves on the plantation.
Damn.
All right? But you know what a slave's wealth is worth to the slave master?
What?
That's the slave master's wealth. They'll take it away from you when they want to. There ain't nothing.
Which they have.
You know what I'm saying? They'll just take it right away from you. Exactly. Look at that. All that money making all that stuff and you're still running around one mass. All right? You're still scared to breathe air. All these people doing all this teaching all day, they got 30,000, 40,000, 33 million followers. All right? Taught you nothing. They'll sell you everything, but they'll teach you nothing. Wow. They put no resistance in you.
Wow.
All right? No ability to stand up and say no. Nobody even told you to say no. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
What kind of leadership is that? Yo, that's pathetic. That's pathetic.
I agree.
That's pathetic, man. That's because, like I said, everybody done going female. All this female energy around, man. It's too much. It's too much. We need balance. You know what I'm saying? That means the black man got to stand up. Right? We need some male energy up in this piece.
Right.
To say no. And we going out there and we going to tell them no to their face. And any Negro that want to stop us, he better come on down and see what he can do. Because we might just throw you back to massa. All right? See, they ain't doing that no more. You run around shaking hands with Negroes now. You know what I'm saying?
Just admiring them if they got a nice
or following their instructions. Of course, like I said, of course, why? Because they got the power to give you a little. You think they might give you a little something, a little position in the government. You know what I'm saying? A little job for life, or maybe a good no-show job down at City Hall. Right. I know what the hell's going on here. All right? I know what's going on here. See, all that makes a female out of you. That's all it's doing. All that doing is making a little B out of you, bro.
Right.
That's all it's doing. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, we have a male energy problem here. It's not being used.
Mm.
All right? So you ain't good for nothing, black man, if you ain't going to use your masculine energy, which is the energy of the builder, the maker, the controller. All right? Not mixed with the European energy, no, the original man energy, the creator energy, the Lord of the universe energy. That's what you're going to have to use up in here.
That knows BS
right?
when he sees it.
No non-compromising energy.
Yeah.
All right? You need that. You know what I'm saying?
Does the research.
Yeah, you can compromise. I mean, you're dealing with your family and your loved ones. You can compromise with them, but we don't compromise with the enemy, do we? I'm not telling you to beat up everybody in the house. But you can't be showing no compromise with your enemy. Yo, this is like 101 stuff. This is baby stuff that we falling apart on, you know? Mm-hmm. And as I look back on it, and it's like, yo, it's like I'm part of a failed generation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like anybody born from 1960 to 1980, we just dropped the ball dropping generation. Yeah. They dropped the whole damn ball. All this stuff, none of this stuff had to happen. And we just kept the ball in there. We just fumbling all over the place.
What do you think went wrong? What do you think we started?
People went for money. It's like in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. They went down for the revolution, came back with jobs.
Right.
They went down to City Hall for the revolution, came back with a job.
I remember watching MTV during that transition when they went from, rap that was like, don't push me. And then all of a sudden, everything was about putting it on the grill and, big fancy cars that these dudes actually didn't even own.
Yeah, and that's the guys you love now. Jay-Z, cats like that. That's what we told. All that materialistic stuff came up. Like in the early 90s, started popping that up. That materialistic rap. You know what I'm saying? That's who's running everything.
Right.
All right? And that's why like I said, we dropped the ball. It's got to be admitted. You dropped the ball. Now you've got time to go pick that damn thing up and get back in the game. All right? Because we're letting a whole lot of people down right now, bro.
Oh, my goodness, yes.
I mean, the soldiers, you've been taught everything. You had Bobby Steele, you had Dr. Collier, you had Dr. Africa, you had Minister Frack. How many teachers you need before you realize that, somebody else got to do this. We got to do this now.
Right.
Right?
Right. And it's like nobody really rising up to fill this shoes.
Exactly. We need somebody. Actually, we need more than somebody. We need everybody.
Not one hit
wonder somebody thing. Stuff.
Yeah.
We need everybody to take on that armor now. You know what I'm saying? Can't have one person being dragging up all the energy. All right? Can't have one person being a man, everybody else clapping behind the man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got to be a man now. We got to get out of this idolatry. That's idolatry. That's why the Bible said you're wicked and idolatrous people. Wicked and idolatrous people.
Wow.
You wicked and you're always looking for somebody to clap for. You know what I'm saying? Look up to. I mean, you should, but it's not like that.
We all need guys.
They do. You putting all your hopes in them when you can't do nothing to help carry this load.
Right.
You're looking for somebody to emulate. You look at somebody that you want to emulate so you could be part of the solution. That's what you're looking for. Not nobody to clap on unto death and beyond death.
Right.
And you don't do nothing.
We'll never be the same now.
Exactly. It's different now. Because you weren't listening. You were too busy clapping and you weren't listening.
Right.
Like Mr. Frank, you say, yo, stop clapping. Because you're not listening when you're clapping. See that when you're clapping, I mean, you stuck on that point. You ain't taking nothing else in. Stop clapping. Just listen. And start acting. Know what I mean?
Yes. Because it's just going to get worse. They got that whole thing in the Suez Canal going on. I look at that and I'm like, I bet you they did that on purpose. Because now they got hundreds of container ships all stuck up in the Suez Canal. And they're saying, this is going to hold back. There won't be any more toilet tissue anymore.
Yeah, but look at me looking at it now. I mean, that's like I said, I don't know what's going on with that. I looked at it a little bit. But even if you look at what's going on now as far as social media, you know what I'm saying? Little nigga X, he done put out a little sneaker with some blood in it. Satanic Nike.
Menstruation blood.
They said, I don't know if it's menstruation blood. They said it's a drop of blood in there. And everybody, oh my God, he's satanic, blah, 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 blah. I said, yo, just yesterday, y'all was celebrating Air Max Day and Air Jordan Day yesterday, weren't you? It's Nike. You're talking about Lil Nas X. It's freaking Nike, bro. It's Nike.
And Nike
exactly.
is a goddess.
Exactly. Yeah. It's not Nas. Yes. It's not Lil Nigga X. It's Nike.
Yeah, about orgies.
Exactly.
All kinds of depravity. Yeah.
See, but you're focusing on him. And that should be focusing on Nike. You should be throwing them Nikes away. Nike done gave you who? Colin Kaepernick.
Right.
LeBron James.
Right.
Serena Williams. All these SJW nonsense, emasculating, effeminizing men people. All right? LeBron going to emasculate you and feminize your ideas. Serena definitely going to emasculate you and feminize your ideas. And you know Kaepernick ain't even got no ideas to share with nobody. All right? So that's going to really emasculate you and feminize you. So you got nothing. All right? Probably Serena got more balls than both of them.
Sadly.
All right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Look, this is Nike, man. It's not Lil Nas. That's not Lil Nas. See? You too busy messing with the flunky and you ain't getting to the problem with the paymaster.
Right.
Well, who's cutting these checks?
And they wind up deflecting. They do this all the time. Like, what is it? Was this the article where there's this dude who, nope, that's the Tokyo Olympics, and I know what that is. But there's this dude who has this gun that looks like a Nerf football gun. And I was looking at that, and of course, it was some black man that they had up there with this daggone gun. I wish I could find. Okay, it's going to take me a while, but I said they're trying to do that bait and switch substitute, where it's us who wear the worst, we're the most, homosexual practicing folks out there. In the meantime, they are steadily encouraging their own. There it is, right there. Steadily encouraging their own to be more masculine, to have more babies.
Yeah, because they have a problem. They have a big problem. But see, that's part of the culture. We got the same problem because we practice that culture. You know what I'm saying? So we suffer from the same ills they are. They're not going to encourage you. Why would they encourage us? We're not their responsibility. All right? We their problem as far as they're concerned. They wouldn't encourage us. So who's encouraging us? We have to encourage each other to be more masculine.
There you go.
All right? We have to encourage the brothers to take charge. We have to encourage them. Sisters have to encourage you. Like, y'all need to get, like, no, we ain't doing nothing. Y'all need to get up and do something. We stepping back.
But I think there's a certain tonality that a sister, like, I do my best, because I think there's more than enough accusations going on, and there's more than enough, I forget how it is when someone comes in and try instigating going on to get the black man and the black woman at loggerheads. And that's not our argument. And so I want to hone my divine femininity as a healing call to the brothers.
Okay, but you can that's only going to heal somebody that's on the path to healing.
Yeah.
All right. So so everybody ain't sure you can have that much as you want. If the man you're dealing with ain't in that mindset, then all you're gonna do is be upset.
Well, but see,
and be hurt. So you got to choose better.
That's why I just very gently, as I could, encourage you to do this conversation.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, everybody ain't equipped for the work. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're a man don't make you equipped. You know what I'm saying? You got to be trained. You got to come through some training to do this work. Masculinity, yes, you have it, but you got to be trained on how to use it. All right. Well, right now, all the trainings, I don't know what you're getting trained on now. It's just crazy, bro. But since social media's training everybody, it's all chaos. See, it's so many different voices. You know what I mean? And it's like you got different levels of social media. You got baby social media where everybody's just talking about colorism. Then you got political social media. You know what I'm saying? Then you got SJW. It's all different levels. You know what I mean?
But it's all non-impactful to our healing. And so that's where I see the pattern of it is that, like, if you go and you look at what's trending on YouTube or Facebook or any of those platforms, it's the most inane dribble.
Oh yeah,
that you could ever imagine. So all of that supports our oppression. Talking about nothing.
Yes.
Ad nauseum supports our oppression because we're not addressing the nonstop incursion into our very family lives.
Like I said, that's because we're using too much female energy. Talking about every damn thing. Right?
Right.
You talk about everything. Women are more expressive. They're going to talk more. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Men are more action oriented. They want to do more. That's how they work out their frustration. That's how a man works out his frustration. He don't want to talk about it. But since all the men have been feminized, they're just talking about stuff all the time. They're not organizing to get things done.
Right.
All right? Like I said, masculine energy. You need to be men. Like I put on my Instagram account. Yo, today is non-compromising masculine male energy day. You know what I'm saying? We need some no compromise male energy. Because we don't have none out here no more. Everybody seems to be compromising something. That's not a good example. You need different energies. Know what I'm saying? That's why you had Malcolm and Martin. You know what I'm saying? Those different energies make it, because they don't want to negotiate with Malcolm. So they had to go to Martin Luther King. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because they couldn't negotiate with Malcolm. Or they definitely couldn't negotiate not like that. So you got it. So Malcolm gave Martin Luther King some elbow room to work. See?
Right.
See, one energy gives other energy space to do what has to be done. You know what I'm saying? But since there ain't no corresponding, and there's more over your ass now. There ain't no cause, ain't no hard part here. Everything is soft.
Well, they also are presenting these alternatives that are thoroughly controlled, these different platforms, so that you feel both, you feel you're being kind of addressed, but then also you want to be around where the party seems to be happening, where the popular platform is, and you're not going for where the truth is.
That's because you're children, you're immature, and they manipulate you with numbers. Right? They manipulate you with numbers. That's what the numbers, that's why they do the shadow ban and stuff like that. They manipulate it. They're trying to manufacture consent. That's what it's called.
Oh, right.
So they manipulate the numbers. Oh, see, this is what everybody's thinking about. Because you got to understand, these devils ain't concerned about the truth. You can talk to them all goddamn day. It don't make them no difference. All right? Their concern is what everybody's thinking. All right? That's what they're concerned about. Opinions. They want to control the opinions, whether it's truth or not.
Right.
Know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what they want to do. See? That's why they didn't like Trump. Another reason they didn't like Trump, because he was a populist. He wasn't a politician. Difference. Populists can change opinions. Know what I'm saying? And unauthorized populists are bad for business.
Right.
All right?
Right.
No?
That's true, because Biden sure has come in with every single SJW narrative.
Yeah, but like I said, but he's a politician. He's not a populist.
Right.
See?
Right.
So all this stuff is fake and flat and phony. See? So he can't move nobody. Biden is not going to move you emotionally. He's not going to move. He's not that type of person. Trump was dangerous because he can move you emotionally. Trump ain't nowhere to, either. Trump didn't have no place for you to go. That's why he's useless. He really ain't had no place for you to go.
Yeah, well, I knew he was only going to give so much.
Yeah, he ain't had no place for you to go.
Himself.
He had no place for you to go. Exactly, because he's compromised.
Yeah.
All right? Because he could have stopped all this COVID stuff in the bud. Like, yo, look, this is United States of America. We got a constitution. People do what you want to do. If you're scared for your life, stay home. But you should be free. You're free to take the risk of life. Because that's what free people do. And we're a nation of free people. See?
Yeah, but
that's what's supposed to have been said.
Yeah, that's where he's compromised, and I think that in a certain way he provided a steam vent, same as Biden does on the left.
Exactly.
Whereas they had all the right wingers out there who attached themselves to Trump like he was going to be their rescue, and I knew that wasn't going to be the case because I could see even in their media platforms where they were saying, well, Trump supports vaccines, and all of these things that they know they don't support. And so he was being the much more vitally, aggressive by
virtue of his personality.
But,
it's by virtue of his personality.
Right.
Because he's a personality. He could talk to people. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Bernie Sanders. I'm saying Biden, but I mean Bernie Sanders.
Had no personality. Yo.
Yeah.
Trump had a personality. Mm-hmm. Trump's a glad hander. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He go bust a bunch of people, crack jokes. You know what I'm saying? He can communicate.
Right,
you know what I mean? He can do stuff like that. So that made him empathetic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Most of these politicians don't have that. You don't see it. They have to make Obama play bad. They show Obama playing basketball and stuff like that.
You get
to
the
delude
feeling,
you.
He's not really. That's not who he is.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure you can play basketball. That's nice. What the hell that got to do with being president of the country? I don't know. All right.
Right.
But like I said, we're not talking Democratic Republic. We're just talking about personalities and leadership. All right. There's leadership qualities some people have, and some don't. All right. That's all. That's what I'm saying. But the point is that with the emasculation of the male energy, and that's another thing, Trump had more male energy.
That's true. Uh-huh.
Trump still had that male energy, which is, I want this, I'm taking that, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? See, that's a different energy.
Right.
Know what I'm saying? Obama, female energy.
Totally.
Let's keep it real.
And that's an excellent example of what they talked so many black men into believing is going to be successful for them, because they got Obama up there as the spokesman of the, and I don't believe in the term beta male, but they've got him up there as the spokesman of just be soft, be compromising somehow or another, and we're all going to work it out. And they've got so many black men thinking that, that's the successful way to be. And men want to be successful, especially in providing, surrounding and protecting their territory. And they've presented temporary financial success as the most territory that you can protect. And thereby you look at that whole type of feminine type of man, what do they call that? The new man or whatever the heck. As okay, that's the successful male, and then they got even the suits are made to look kind of feminine.
Exactly, but he was totally fabricated. He was fabricated from top to bottom. Obama, even his wealth was fabricated. See, you can't get. First of all, you can't be a senator unless you're a millionaire. All right, so that's why first thing he did when he got elected to the Senate, they gave him a book. Audacity, hope, and all that stuff like that. That was to get his numbers up so he can get some money. People bought the book? Anybody? Yes. Anybody read the book? No.
Right? And they probably burned more.
Exactly.
No, right.
But they gave him that book deal. They gave him a book deal, and they paid him up front, because you got to be a millionaire to be in the Senate. All right, else you can't play. Right. Literally. In other words, you got to be able to socially deal with us, because we have a different mentality. All right. So that mentality, that social, you have to fall into this social structure in order to rule. That's what they're trying to say, basically. So if you don't have enough money, you can't be down. Right. All right. So basically, they made him rich because he was useful. He's a useful idiot. They got useful idiots.
Yeah, that's true.
So they gave him that money. They gave him that bat. They gave him that book deal. Right. He just got another book deal. He run around playing. How you know he's not for you? How you know he's not for you and never was for you is what he did after he got in office. Nothing.
Play golf and go on trips
and go make speeches and get more book deals so you can shut the hell up.
And reality TV deals. I was like, what? I guess for his presidency was reality TV.
It's all about manufacturing consent. He's going on to continue his job that he was designed to do. He was designed for this job to manufacture your consent to be ruled. Right. That's his primary mission. Right. And he chose to accept it.
And even his wife, when you told me about her talking to Zion, that's a boy.
Yeah,
that's a boy.
They all Judas goats. They all ghosts. They're gonna lead you right to they designed to lead you to your destruction. That's all they done. They're from day one. I don't care who he's friends. He can shake hands with the minister all he want. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. He was probably a goat back then too. He was already made up back then. He was made up from the beginning. He might as well have been an agent they placed in Chicago and taught them how to be an activist and told them to go to this church and get with Reverend Bruce Wright.
I would say
go take a picture with the minister.
Yep.
Come on, this is counterintelligence 101.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I would say being an intern for Kissinger, and then all of a sudden you like all super pro black with Reverend, was it Bishop Wright? I can't remember.
Reverend Wright,
yeah.
Because he had to go to that church because that's the church the Negroes had to go to.
Right.
See, because there's Negro churches. No, this every city has this. Every politician has to be in a church. So there's only certain churches they can go to. So for your credibility, you gotta go to this church. It's like street cred. For your credibility, you gotta go to this church. You gotta eat at this restaurant. It's all a game. It's all a game.
Wow.
That's why cats tell me, "Oh, I love it. I like Obama." I'm like, you don't know nothing about this man. Nothing. From everything everything you know about him has been totally fabricated by the media from day one. You know absolutely nothing about him. He's a tabula rasa. He's a blank slate that they just wrote into.
Right.
All right?
And you told me the same thing. I didn't believe you.
Don't tell me you know nothing about him, because you don't. Because you've never seen the man.
Yeah, the first time I saw him was just at the Democratic convention.
There
he was.
Every public event is managed, from the people on the stage to the color of his tie. Everything is managed. Everything.
Right.
Everything is staged. You living in the hot. Gil Scott here and tell you, this ain't life. This is a B movie. This ain't really life. It's nothing but a movie. Everything is managed. Every light is placed by somebody. It's decided where they place the lights is decided on by somebody. Words in the speech is decided from. Which way he turns is all decided. Which camera. All this stuff is fabricated. You have not seen anything real. All right? Nothing is real. That's the problem. You think this stuff is real when it's not real. Everything is just stage play. It's a stage play. It's theater. All right? And you just watching it. And then they said, this works so good. Let's start doing some reality TV. They seem to eat this stuff up. Let's make some reality TV.
I know. That's it. That's what I said. There's no difference. He's already been doing a reality TV presidential show.
Because they were doing that already.
Right.
They've always been doing this. It's just that now they say, wow, we can do this we can make some money off of this. Let's do some reality TV in the 90s. But they were doing that long before that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Kennedy was managed. That's why you didn't know Kennedy had a bad back. You didn't know he had disease. You didn't know Kennedy was sick. All that stuff was managed. They hid all this stuff. People who knew all this stuff. They hid it from the public. All right? People didn't even know. They didn't know that FDR had polio. They didn't know that. He took pictures a certain way. You never saw him walking. Look at his image was managed. This was the 1930s and 40s. Right. If cats didn't even know he was in a wheelchair. Generally, people didn't know that. Right. You know it now, but people didn't know that back then.
Right.
Just like you didn't know Hillary Clinton was sick. You don't know most of these guys are sick and dying. Pelosi, Clinton, Maxine Waters. Look at them. These people sick.
They look terrible.
How much medication do you think these cats is on?
Oh my God, right?
You know what I'm saying? They talking to you about vaccines because they believe in this stuff. They use all this stuff. They're propped up by drugs. Ain't too many elderly people who ain't got 10, 15 drugs in the cabinet. And all these cats are 70 and older.
Right.
Let's keep it real. Yeah, I know that's kind of a little off point.
Well, no, I don't think it's off point at all, because the whole thing is how do we get this boat of our people steered back in the right course? We're not stuck. The man's going to have to step. The man's going to have to be able to embrace being a man again. That's what's going to have to happen. All right. Those who dropped the ball, 1960, 1980, y'all that dropped the ball need to get up, get your asses up out the dirt, or get from in front of the Xbox, or you know what I'm saying, get out the multiple ladies' beds, whatever the heck you're doing, chasing the bag, and pick up that ball. All right. You still got time. You ain't dead. All right, but somebody got to be examples for the next one coming out. Else we lost, man. Because now little nigga Nas is out here doing his thing. He's influencing your children. Wow, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Look at it. They all also they got millions of followers on social media. All these cats. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean people are listening to them. No, don't fall for it.
That's true. Some people just go places to see the accident.
Exactly. That don't mean they are influencers, though. They call anybody influencer. If you got X amount of followers, they call you an influencer.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. All right. Remember that. Your little voice can make a big difference.
Dang.
All right.
That's right.
Especially if your little voice is joined with a million other little voices saying the same thing.
Yes.
All right. That's why, like I said, I think about Brother Minister Collier more than ever these days. You know what I mean? Because he was so critical. Just his energy was just so critical to us at that time. You know what I mean? And I see why you need to snuff that type of energy out. See? Because we need a different type of energy to deal with what we're dealing with today. That's the energy you need to deal with what's dealing with today. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yesterday it was cool. It was more, it was more of an oddity because cats still had certain amounts of freedom and things like that you can do in the 80s and the 90s that you really can't even do today.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? See, but now it's even more important to have that male energy. Somebody to say no.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Say, no, cracker, we don't agree with that. We don't believe in your science, your medication. It's not even good for you.
Even germ
Take it
theory.
somewhere else.
What did you tell me? If germ theory were real,
nobody be alive to believe in it. All right? That's a white man said that. Remember, there was a big debate in the late 1800s between germ theory and the health practitioners. See, what happened was the AMA, the American Medical Association, the Rockefeller started formalized medicine or allopathic medicine.
Yes.
Which is the selling of drugs, basically.
Yes.
That's what you're dealing with. So when you're dealing with this, when you're dealing with this sickness going on right now, the goal was always to sell you drugs. It was never to heal you. It was always just an excuse to sell you some drugs.
Yes.
Because that's what they focus on. All right. It's a financial opportunity. And also it's a wealth exchange. Because now you take wealth from nations all over the world to pay for drugs.
Yes, and at the most vulnerable stage of people's lives, these medications will cost you like $5,000 a month.
Yeah, let's keep it real.
All your retirement funds.
Like Dr. Africa told us all, he said, you got to understand, most people in the world don't practice allopathic medicine. Most people in the world practice holistic medicine. See, it's just that you got all these TV shows and this media drumming this upside your head here, but most people in the world do holistic medicine. They still use herbs.
Right.
All right. They still use fruit diet. Most people in the world.
Right.
Because they can't get to hospitals. See?
And
in fact, you was all right, black family, until you started going to these hospitals.
Right.
All right.
And one of the funny
you
things.
didn't get into the hospitals to the early 1960s. Let's understand. Black folks was not getting in the hospitals to the early 1960s, especially most of you down south. All right. You weren't going to no hospitals. So this is a new thing for you, this whole hospital experience, because we didn't have them. We dealt with our own people. We had doctors, of course. You know what I'm saying? But you worked out of your home. Right. But you wouldn't get, the white folks didn't let you in the hospital.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And what you're saying is making me think how they always claim that their medicine is superior. They're going in, they're going to save all these third world nations with it. But then they also say the third world nations have the highest birth rate of all the other places in the world. And their numbers are going to go out of, and then the doctors show up. And then all of a sudden that's all transformed to where, like I understand in Brazil, they're having fewer and fewer children every single year. So that slowly but surely their own population is going to decline.
But remember, that's a class thing. So the more money you have, the fewer children you have, generally.
That's true.
All right? So it's a class thing. So that's why, so if you look at Brazil right now, where they're focusing their efforts for vaccination at? In those poor outlying communities.
Oh, yeah.
That's where they're focusing at.
Yes, they're saying it has the highest
they haven't been served. They're underserved communities. See, when they're underserved, when they all of a sudden they want to help underserved communities, watch your ass.
That reminds me of a whole nother thing.
You know what I mean?
Let's see.
Yeah, but that's what we're dealing with. And so what's the purpose of the black man? And with all these things we're dealing with, what's your purpose? Look around you. You got purpose all around. You're surrounded by purpose. Like I said, if it's just raising your family, that's a purpose. Just raising yourself, that's a purpose. Ain't no people here without purpose. So so don't let these sisters use slick language just because they don't want to deal with you.
Well, and I think some of that is because there are a lot of sisters who've been talked into wanting to make that hypergamous move without understanding that you need to make a soul-to-soul connection. Mm-hmm. And it's about more than just what's in a man's bank account. And so they want the compliment of saying, well, my man is the president and CEO of so on and so forth.
Since we don't have real love amongst us, we have to go for trophies. See? Since we don't know how to develop true love, because you can't have true love unless you're activated. You got to be activated to have love. I mean, you got to be purified to have real love, because only real love is going to come from the Creator. All right? So if you're not activating on the energy that comes from the Creator of heavens and the earth, you don't have real love. Because love is, because that energy, that love is limitless. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That is energizing. You know what I mean?
Right.
See, but since your love, quote unquote love, is of money, of position, that's what these Negroes, that's what Negroes love. Looking like they got something. Imagery. So their relationships are based on imagery. Oh, how's that going to look if I roll up with a man that ain't got a Lexus or ain't got, well, how's that going to look?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, how's that going to look if I got to deal with a sister that ain't got a 6-figure income, or she ain't got this certain type of body? How's that going to look? Or she too dark? How's it going to look? You know what I'm saying? See, because y'all don't have real love, and don't have the ability to access each other intellectually, spiritually, emotionally, you can't have real love because you don't know yourself. You have to know yourself to have real love. To love anybody else, you got to know yourself. All right? See, when I'm talking about love I'm talking about love on a different level. I'm not talking about this European romance love. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the love and understanding and communication. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm talking about, as we say in the 5%, the highest level of love is the highest level of understanding.
Right.
As we used to say in the 5%. That was our definition of love. The highest level of understanding each other. In other words, love is acceptance. Mm-hmm. See? Acceptance on another level. All right? Since you don't have that, like I said before, like I said on my little shit, you starting, you not, your relationships are born in failure. Since you don't have these basic foundations, your relationships are born in failure. Because all your measurements are false or material or silly. Basically, very, very low level measurements you have for your relationships. So they're born in failure. They're going to fail. Right? And we don't have the excuse like our parents did that, well, we got to stay together. They had this mentality back in the day, you're going to stay together. 50, 60 years. I might not have talked to her in 30 years, but that's my wife. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't do that no more.
It's just a transitory here today.
Nah, we don't do that no more. We divorce you. We can marry you one week, divorce you the next week. Now it's different now. So we don't have that stigma about leaving your ass no more. Know what I'm saying? See, back then there used to be social stigma about divorce.
In a way, it's so ironic how feminism has actually made women not only more masculine, but more vulnerable.
Yes.
More fearful of loneliness because it's made them easier to lead.
Yes, exactly.
Easier to have absolutely no loyalty or connection to because, you don't need no man.
Exactly. So I'm out of here.
So, that was another point was in terms of I need a man. I need you specifically because what you're saying in terms of love is not just a feeling. It's also understanding who I am as a person.
Yes.
Me understanding that I love just understanding the world, analyzing it, that when I was in my first marriage and I was with someone who that was just not his nature at all. And he was good and right for himself. But for me, it was not a good connection because my mind wanted to go here, there, and every single where, and I couldn't do it with him. He didn't inspire me in that way. But with you, by the time I met you, I had come to an acceptance of who I was as a person.
Knowing yourself helps you make better choices.
Exactly. So when I started having conversations with you, I was like, oh my goodness, this is the best conversation I ever had. Yeah. And that holds steadfast over a decade later, where that's like the crux of what I love about being with you, is that I know I could have any conversation.
Yeah.
But that is me specifically, because you got sisters out there who don't like really talking either. You got men out there who don't like talking. You got people who communicate through playing basketball.
Yeah.
So you got to know yourself.
You definitely got to play in your league too. So, I mean, you can't be out of your league. You know, you got to be playing your league. You know, you got to know who you are and what you like to do. But it all comes through conversation. It's not like it's no deep deal. It's come through conversation.
Right.
But you got to ask questions. A lot of people, but you got to know which questions to ask. You have to learn which questions to ask people. Of course, the questions you're asking people are not the questions that's going to help you in a long-term relationship. All right.
Can you explain?
I'm just saying because I'm just judging by the results of our relationships are breaking up all over the place, that we're asking the wrong questions. All right.
What questions are the wrong questions?
I guess the ones they're asking. If they're breaking up, they're interested in the wrong things. Like I said, we got these checklist things.
Oh, right.
We got these European ideals about relationships. Right. So they might work for them. They don't even work for the Europeans. So I don't see the point. They don't work. They don't work for us. Unless we act like them, and then that's just killing us. And we're not designed to do that. All right. You have to know yourself. To know yourself is to know what you want and what stimulates you. You know what I'm saying? Some people need every mind needs stimulation. All right. If you're dealing with somebody, if you're not having conversations that spur other ideas and thoughts and actions, then you're talking to the wrong people. All right. So, and if you with somebody, I hope your conversations are inspiring each other with conversation. Else that's going nowhere either. You know what I mean? We are meant to inspire each other, feed each other. I mean, that's what we're meant to do. You know, so it's a lot to it. It's a lot to it. It's not something they learn when you're 18 generally, unless you've been really paying attention.
Right. Most people, that's too much to learn by the time you're 18.
I mean, even when I was it was too much to learn. I mean, we still do checklists, you know. Right. What do you want to do? What do you want to be in 5 years? Like we're doing job interviews. What do you want to do in 5 years? What do you see yourself in 5 years? Right. What's your goals and aspirations? What motivates you? What makes you a good fit for me?
Right. Well, but now here's the one thing I realize is that we need a nation to provide a agreeable, an echo, a positive echo of the general goals that perpetuate families, that perpetuate the nation, because that way our children might have a chance of understanding all of these different factors that go into a successful relationship earlier on than they do right now, where no child is going to want to just take whatever their parents say. You know, I don't need to know anymore. My parents told me.
I think most parents see what their parents do. Children they imitate, so they'll imitate what they see in the house. If you and your mate get along among your children, then they'll learn to appreciate getting along with somebody else.
That's true.
That's really what it is. Everything they do, most of what they do is imitating you up until like 13. So.
But then I'm thinking we've got a nation that is literally actively hunting. Yeah,
well, the problem is that most of our families are destroyed. So,
so
your little friends you might be in a good situation, but your little friends' family is destroyed, and you hanging out with them, and they poisoning you. You know what I'm saying? And they poisoning you.
That's it.
See, the family only is going to control the child up to so much, especially now. There's so much outside information. You know what I'm saying? We were more siloed in the 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s. Now, there's all types of data coming at you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
When I was young, things were much more local.
Right.
So if I was in Bed-Stuy, we didn't dress the same way as guys dressed in Brownsville. Right. Didn't dress the same way as guys dressed in Bushwick. We had different styles. That's how local things were. You know what I'm saying? But now, once MTV came out and stuff like that, everybody started dressing the same all over the country.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the little local cultures that we had have been destroyed. See?
like the Sears Roebuck catalog was put
Yeah,
out so that they didn't have to come up with so many different
yeah,
styles.
exactly. So even our own little culture has been destroyed of our communities. So it's hard to maintain control over the children over that when there's so many outside forces now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you would literally have to isolate yourselves from this culture. I'm gonna tell you the truth.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm just saying, literally, you guys isolate yourself from the culture.
That's where I'm like the separation and the Amish. That's what you do.
Yeah, that's literally what you got to do.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? To give yourself a fighting chance. You know what I'm saying? Because the other ones, the other spoiled ones, will poison yours. You know, that's what happens.
Yeah.
You know, they poison yours.
Yeah. I wanted to show this one article because, you know, we're in an era where the government just loves poor Black people. U.S. military ordered clandestine burning of toxic chemicals in poor neighborhoods. This was as recent as 2020. U.S. military oversaw the burning of toxic chemicals of more than 20 million pounds of aqueous firefighting foam in low-income communities around the country. These people don't give a damn. They don't give a damn. And this is going on when all of this, you know, I can't say what they would ban my channel over, but you know what I mean.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, where they going? You think they're going to go to Beverly Hills and burn it?
No, I know they're not, but they could go to some, I don't know. First off, don't even produce the stuff if you can't get rid of it.
I'm just saying. You know? I mean, like I said, this stuff is toxic. And yeah, well, you have to also look at the communities. A lot of communities that they're using were actually industrial communities. All right. So there's toxic waste in all the communities already too. A lot of them also. You know what I mean? So that's why there are a lot of empty areas in these cities, especially like Newark, New Jersey. A lot of empty factories, Gary, places where there used to be industry at. Usually the working people live near that, and those end up being their communities. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm not justifying. I'm not trying to justify this at all.
Not.
No, I'm just saying though. But that's why they do it at these places, because they open areas.
Going to be watching.
Nobody's watching. Exactly.
Right, and they could get away with it.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying though that surely there would be some little island they could go to if they really wanted to get rid of this.
It's too expensive.
Exactly. They don't care. They
don't care.
So when you see these people coming in your neighborhood, like you told me right now, they got in Newark, they're setting up a place, and I can't say for what, but
FEMA,
the injectables, and because they want to give out, what was it, 20 million?
42,000 a week.
42,000 injectables per week, and I look at
Newark. It's only like it's less than 250,000 people in Newark. Yeah,
these people, they don't, and that's costing a whole bunch of money. These people don't do nothing for us, unless it's a long term.
It's costing your money, because the government can't do nothing without your money.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, what's the end term goal of all of that? Also, because they don't like us to start with. No, not at all. Not at all. Yeah.
You know. But there's no excuse for you not to like yourself. You know what I'm saying? The suicide has to stop. See? The suicide has to stop. I'm talking the slow suicide. You know what I'm saying? Our slow suicide has got to stop. We got to put an end to these poisonous behaviors that we have. Dietarily, emotionally, things like that. Yeah, your mom ain't hug you, but so what? We don't care. Your mama didn't tell you she loved you enough. So what? That's the past.
You're still alive.
What are you going to do today?
Work, right?
What are you going to do today to justify your existence? You know what I'm saying? Activate on that masculine. Don't fall into that weak energy. It's not going to do you no good. I'm not saying it. Let's understand. I'm not calling female energy weak. I don't want you to get confused, because it's not weak energy. The woman is not weak.
Right.
Her energy is just different, and it's not for you. All right.
It's for a purpose.
It's to balance you out with her.
Right.
She balances you out. She doesn't take you over. Right? You're not supposed to take each other over. She balances you out, and you balance her out to make you more effective. But right now, she has overtaken you totally. That's why all this simp and all this cuck stuff is coming from. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's not language we used back in the day.
It never. No. It's like, what?
You might have been a punk or something like that. Nobody call you a simp and a cuck. We didn't even use language like that.
With the rise of women with more muscles comes the rise of insulting men.
Exactly.
Right. Who are losing their muscles.
We didn't have no term like toxic masculinity. Men and women wanted men. You know what I'm saying?
You daggone tootin' right.
Women still want men.
That's
if
true.
they're in their right mind.
Yeah.
If you don't want a man, you're not in your right mind.
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're not in your right mind because you think, oh man, that's a whole nother story.
Don't tell what.
No, I'm just saying, the women, if you listen to some of the energy a lot of women have, since their relationships are based on so much sexual activity and so much materialism, they don't understand what a relationship is. See, so they think that if a man, providing them for a man versus, all that nonsense
Yes.
like that.
Oh my goodness, that's an excellent point. And that's something that, I do want to say, because you showed me another video where a sister was, I could kind of tell, and you clarified it for me also. She was actually afraid of men. And she was giving advice that is good. That's the thing.
Oh, she said, men will manipulate you with...
Poor men will manipulate you.
With, emotionally, and rich men manipulate you with money. Duh. But basically, but at the end, what she said, leave these men alone.
Exactly. There was nothing hopeful in it.
Yeah, exactly. So basically what she was saying is, if she was using them as excuse for why she don't want to be messing with nobody. She don't depend on no man, basically. I don't think she meant leave him alone. Don't depend on him, she was trying to say.
But the tonality, that's why, for me, I know that as a woman, you have just a power, a tour de force ability to comfort.
Yeah, and she need to come up with that. Women want to be seduced.
Right.
So I don't know what you're talking about. Women want to be seduced.
Right. Yeah, you're right about that.
Women want to be seduced. Sorry. They want that. They want you to woo them.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to fall into the arms of a powerful man. Yes,
exactly. You want to be wooed. You want to be seduced. All right. So let's keep it real. So she's being facetious.
Right.
All right. They want to be emotional. Women love emotions. They're like, man, come on, y'all like emotions. What the hell? You don't want to be doing? Y'all mess with men's emotions. What the hell is she talking about?
Right.
Women manipulate men's emotions all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Men don't try to control you with money. Let me tell you something. A real man is a giver of gifts. All right. If a man cares for you, he wants to provide something for you. He wants to give you something. All right. This is not part of the seduction. This is just that his spirit cries out to provide something, to show that appreciation
and care.
That's what a man does when he cares for you.
Right.
He wants to give to you. He's looking for an excuse to give you something.
Right. Right. But we're using the wrong
measure. Exactly. You're looking at it wrong. You're looking at it wrong. Because you back since she's bad at choosing men. So the ones that she chose used those skills and she felt manipulated by them.
Right.
That's all. Because you make bad choices. Don't blame the men if you made bad choices. Huh?
I know. Well, that's part.
If you go to a restaurant and you order a meal and you don't like it, who you gonna blame the cook?
You went to the wrong restaurant.
You ordered the wrong plate. You ordered something you don't like. Sometimes if you've never been there before, you just order. It don't mean the cook did nothing wrong. You just don't like that. All right. You don't start cussing out the cook. How the hell? Know what I'm saying? No, you try another dish. Your problem is that you're trying to try every damn dish. So, and a woman's not designed for that. You should be trying to try every dish.
Right.
Intimately, sexually. You can't be trying every dish sexually.
And I don't think that a woman.
And think you're going to come across unscathed. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem. You're too quick to jump in. You're too quick to give yourself physically to men.
Right.
All right. You can't do that and come back unscathed. It's going to mess you up. There's too much energy floating around in you, mentally, physically, and well, probably not spiritual. Most of these men ain't got no spirituality to share with you. You know what I mean? But it's too much energy flowing around. You know what I'm saying? Sperm is energy. All right.
Right.
Ideas are energy.
Right.
All right. And a woman's going to open herself up to a man. She's meant to absorb. So you absorb energy from every goddamn body. You got to be specific who you absorb energy from, because you got a certain energy that you should want to have.
Right.
The certain spiritual modes you want to be in. All right. That's what a woman has to do. That's what she has to learn to do.
Right.
She's not meant for everybody to talk to. All right. Everybody shouldn't be able to talk to you. Because everybody ain't got the right rhythm. You know what I'm saying?
And you're going to take that in.
Exactly. There's a rhythm that you should be looking for. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't listen to everybody. Because some of y'all, I don't like that energy. I can't take that in right now. You know what I'm saying? I watch social media and say, Nah. That was not that
And we're
one.
being very polite,
No.
not mentioning the rules of
Because it's like it's going back to going back to what a man's good for. Sister sent this whole list of male affirmations.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember them, but it was a list of male
I
affirmations.
remember that one.
I am powerful. I am conscious. Things like that. I said, sister, I agree, but I don't agree. Know what I'm saying? Because a lot of these affirmations are too feminine, and we don't need no more feminized men out here. Know what I'm saying? You want to get some affirmation, give them the 42 principles of my eye. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Some positive male energy. And they don't need them soft ass affirmations.
Right.
Know what I'm saying? That's that European psychology affirmation.
That the man would be a better man if he was like the woman.
That I am somebody. I'm great. Look at you. You're great. You're a person. You know what I mean?
You're
that
a winner.
Exactly. All that stuff. No, that's soft. We don't do that. We black men. The God's man don't need them type of affirmations. All right? Unless you just want to make an effeminate man. Our affirmations got to be masculine.
Right.
I know. Maker, the owner, the ruler. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You need an affirmation like that.
Right.
Know what I'm saying? Creator. God of the universe. That's what our affirmations are. All right? And not that we are meant to abuse those things.
Right.
But we have to understand that we have a certain status that we have to maintain. All right? All right? But all that soft stuff, keep them weak ass affirmations. Keep your little dream boys. We ain't that ain't for us.
Right, vision boy.
No man need no vision boy. You are the vision, brother. You don't need no vision boy. All right? Those are not your concoctions. Those are not for you. Sorry. Like I said, we have gone way too far to the female energy.
Which reminds me, a point that I wanted to get back
Yeah.
to is the feminism, how it's been a correction that Western women and men needed to make amongst themselves. And that reverberates back on us because they took us so far away from our natural origin that we're out of our minds too, though we don't stay that way. And they don't want us to reorientate ourselves to our origins. But the feminism has come in and it's like in a way sort of corrected some of the inability of Western men to see their women. But at the same time, now it's operating with the same mindlessness of its men.
Yeah.
Where it can't correct itself. It can't take in any new information so that it could say nothing is equal in this world. Someone's beeping the horn. Sorry about that, family. Hopefully they'll stop soon enough.
That's an alarm.
Oh, it's an alarm.
Yeah.
Okay, it'll stop then.
Yeah. Good.
But yeah, in that regard, it is necessary. And I know this is where the virulent feminists are going to just look ridiculous because they are veering society into an era of just pure destruction and chaos, where you have no apologies, you have no ability to examine, do critical self-examination and say, maybe I've gone too far here. Maybe I need to look at reality. So it's taken it to a point of where everything is a fantasy. Everything is based on, oh, if you feel this way,
Yes.
we should just, kind of go along with it because what you feel is real.
Yes.
No, it's not. If it's going to lead to the complete disillusion of the core base of nationhood, so that we don't have, like, my own personal just what I champion is radiation, man-made radiation awareness. And that is something that I think we didn't have the information on decades back so that anyone could put it before us in the way that it needed to be. But I'm like, we need to be in a saner society where you don't have to fight so hard to save people's lives. It's just something that would just be taken in as, this is what grown-ups do. Grown-ups take care of business. We rebuild, if a hurricane comes in, we all get together and rebuild the house that got washed away.
Yes.
And I feel that is what is missing right now. Is everyone is caught up in, let's just live the fantasy life. Let's just live the materialism life without any idea that, no, you have to maintain civilization. It just doesn't happen.
Yes, well, that's what happens when you become separated from your idea of liberty and freedom. You just become a dependent. They've made the people dependent. The government has worked for these last 40 years to make you dependent on the government for everything.
Right.
So they can better control you.
Wow.
All right? That's what the goal is, to make you a dependent, to make you a child. That's why they got away with all this stuff. They couldn't have got away with this stuff they're doing this year 20 years ago. But since they made you so dependent on them and so passive and so feminine, you know what I'm saying? You went for the okie doke. That's what happened. See, they wait you out. They play long term. Okay, we couldn't get that generation. Damn it, got to try it again. 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Because you just went through the same okie doke again. They just tried the same thing again. They tried it in 76 with swine flu, did it again with the quote unquote AIDS epidemics. They trying again. It's the same people. Right. With the same outcome and the same solution. Don't you understand? They've been doing this for this with 1976.
I don't even remember.
That's that almost 40, 50 years ago.
Right.
All right, they've been doing that same okie doke. They try it every few years. All right, but they ain't been able to take hold because you were too sharp. But now you're not sharp at all. You're soft. You're malleable. You're offendable. The man is soft. The man is malleable. The man is effeminate. The man is too stuck in his feelings. Easy to control. You destroy the man, you got the whole community.
Right.
You destroy the masculine energy, you got the whole community because nobody's standing up.
Wow.
The males are emasculated. The black male males are emasculated. The black governors are, man, they all emasculated. And they getting paid. And they in on it.
Yes.
And they scared and they ignorant.
And they think that's success. Yeah. Obama, look at us, Obama.
Yeah, they're all trying to be like him.
Right. Wow, that's
they still taking the black mayors and still politicians still take instructions from Obama. They still use him to talk to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they still sucking at his teeth, ignorant people that they are. You know, they still sucking at his teeth.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
All your leadership is compromised, people. All your leader, everybody you're looking to, everybody was on the TVs in the last few months. They all compromised. I'm sorry.
They are.
They all compromised. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Wow. So you might as well forget about them because there ain't no hope for them, and they ain't gonna do nothing but lead you right to the camp.
Yeah. Yeah.
They bring a FEMA to your city. How bad is that? You ain't got to go to FEMA camp. No, they just bring FEMA right to the city.
Right. Oh my goodness, they got nerve too.
You ain't got to go to no FEMA camp out in the Midwest. No, we're gonna bring them right to you.
They didn't wait for any hurricane. They ain't wait for any tornadoes. They just bring the FEMA right on in.
Because that's why you have a state of emergency. So all bets is off.
Everything.
That's why they keep the state of emergency going on. Because with the state of emergency, they can do stuff they couldn't do. The Constitution is not being utilized, people. And the nation's been in a state of emergency since March. There's no constitutional authority going on. Wow. They're ruling by edict. That's called totalitarianism. Right. That's called fascism. Right. They're ruling by edict right now. Governors making stuff up as they go along. All right? So all your ideas of liberty and freedom, how are they going to tell you that we can give you back your liberty? No.
Right.
They're talking about giving you back your liberty. No, you gave up your liberty. And they ain't giving it back. And you gave it up so easy, they ain't never gonna give it back.
Right. Yeah, it wasn't that easy.
Yeah, it's gave right up. Wow. Not a peep. Scared to death little bitch. Excuse my language. Gave it right up. Scared of some invisible germs. Scared to breathe air. Government told you air was bad. Air. Breathing is bad.
No, be scared.
Exactly.
Be very afraid of the air.
Sunshine is bad.
Sunshine, don't go outside.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
But notice they're like on a beeline to get you to bring your children back into them schools.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Because they know they can't.
Because they can control them.
Feed them propaganda and brainwash. You know why? Because
Zoom ain't working.
Oh.
Them Zoom classes ain't working. Them Zoom classes the children ain't paying attention. Children ain't showing up. Children falling asleep in front of the screens. Zoom crap ain't working.
Dang.
You don't teach people like that.
Woo. Dang.
Children need to be engaged. You don't know no damn TV screen.
I know exactly.
You put them in front of a TV screen and shut them up.
Right.
At least you put something interesting on it. You pay attention to.
But you got a teacher.
Just watching your teacher on the screen. But them children asleep. Their brains ain't made like that to watch nobody sit in front of them all day like that. In school, they ain't made for that stuff, you know.
Yeah. And 8 hours a day. I know I don't even want to watch live if it's or whatever.
When they're outside of their environments, remember, when you take them away from their home, you take them out of their comfort zone. So they won't be to relax as much anyway, because you're not in your comfort zone. You leave them at home, they chilling.
Right.
They don't feel nothing. They're going to fall asleep or they're going to do everything they couldn't do outside of the building. See, because they're in their home. They do what they want to do.
Right.
Yeah, so they want them back because they put shots in them and all that crap they want. They ain't paying.
And they ain't even going to ask the parents. Yeah. They just do it behind your back and you won't even know.
Exactly.
It's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, it's a trip, man.
Wow.
But like I said, that's what's going on. I blame the male. It's all the man's fault.
Well,
you got okie dokes.
What I will say, because I don't want to just blame the men, is nice that it's not being nice. It's actually based on fact, which is none of us speak the devil language fluently. We needed all the information in order to understand these people are never, because we had the lie of integration. And that was like the one thing we thought, if we just get next to the white man, that's going to make us better. I would accept that if there hadn't been nobody telling you all these years. I know, but we were afraid. No, and that's that generational the answer to fear is more fear? No, it's not. You were less fear back then. I know now there's no excuse. Yeah. Now we all, if you don't know that there's something wrong going on right now, you're not supposed to make it. Let me tell how fearful people are. They scared to hit like on your post. Ooh, damn. That's how weak you got. You scared to hit like on a post. What if I hit like? Oh my God. I leave a little electronic stamp. Oh my goodness. What's Google going to say? What's Facebook going to say? Is my boss going to be looking at this? That's how scared you is now. Wow. And most of us, we got names that aren't even. And you ain't even have to. Look, you ain't got to go outside. You ain't got to sit in no meeting. You ain't even got to clap. All you got to do is press like. Scared to death. Damn. Oh, if I press like that, I might get locked into some algorithm. You know what I'm saying? How pathetic are you? That's pathetic. Yeah. That's the kind of weak-willed people we got today. Yeah. Wow. Most of y'all wouldn't have been able to survive in the 1920s. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Ooh, right. Been out of here. Woo! Y'all wouldn't have been able to survive. That was some wild times. Oh, it's not even that. First of all, it wasn't you didn't even have refrigerators. So most people didn't even have a refrigerator back then. So, right. Yeah, I would have been ass out. Y'all wouldn't have survived this. Know what I'm saying? You was walking everywhere. It wouldn't have survived the 20s, 30s either, 40s, 50s. Most of y'all couldn't live back then. Let's keep it real. Y'all ain't cut out for that. Y'all would have, if y'all were born there, that's cool, but we couldn't send you back and live there. Put it like that. If you were born in that area, you would learn to adapt. But y'all coming from this era back then, thank God. You should thank God it ain't no time travel. Of course, you'd be. You know what? And actually, I had said thank you for us not having whole bunches of money because I've had to sit back and be resourceful. Yeah, I've had to, because I think about those rich people who, when they lose everything, they lose everything. They go jumping out of high-story windows. Yeah. They take cyanide pills in the courtroom in order to kill themselves because they cannot transition and ratchet down to just live in an ordinary, what makes us comfortable. So I'm actually grateful that I've had to be acclimated to not having a lot of stuff because they're getting ready to take everything away. And there's a whole bunch of people who don't realize that the more stuff that you have acquired, the more painful it's going to be to give it up. Yeah. And so it's certain, I look at Allah and I think in certain ways he's blessed us because there's also like DDT. They weren't really coming around in the black communities. Like you would have little rich white women who would go and take their children to get sprayed by DDT because it's supposed to be so miraculous. Yeah. And you would have rich white women going and getting x-rays when they were pregnant. But we weren't doing all of it. There's a lot of in the hospital. Yeah. There's a lot of different things that, people like to, poor shaming, I guess is what you would call it. People want to put you down if you're not driving around with all this fancy stuff or living in the fancy house. But sometimes Allah's protecting you and you don't even know it.
Yeah, well, you know the motto for the World Economic Forum's new Great Reset is, right?
No, what?
You'll have nothing and be glad about it.
Which, that's a lot. Now, that's a lot. I don't want nothing.
That's their motto. That's what their motto is for the Great Reset. You'll have nothing and be glad about it.
That gives you no power over your own destiny. So that I totally
You're not qualified to be in charge of your own destiny.
Exactly, as far as
that's what I'm saying. They've designated you as children. They don't think you're qualified to make decisions. You're not qualified. They have no respect for what you want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Until you willing to go down there and make them have respect for you, they ain't gonna have no respect for you. Like I said, look what happened to you. Let me tell you how they know you're coming. And they know you're coming. See, this whole fake thing they had at the White House on the 6th, that fake insurrection. That's the fake out.
That was.
All right? Because they wanted to put them damn walls and guards out there anyway.
That's right.
Because they knew what they was ready to pull off with Biden his next 4 years, you would be down there.
That's right.
So that was a pretext. That was a fake pretext for them to do what they wanted to do anyway. They want to protect themselves from you because they know you're going to be coming. Because the stuff they're going to be trying to pull on you in these next 2, 3, 4 years, they already started doing it in less than 2 months. You already pull a whole lot of nonsense on you.
That's right.
They're talking about mileage taxes, all types of great reset crap they get ready to pull. They know your ass is going to be down there.
That's right. You're right.
See? Because what you're going to have is, what really is going to have to happen now is a whole nother secessionist movement. The countries have to break up. This country has to break apart.
Yeah, it will. They've already predicted that.
Because there's no way, because half this population is not going for this crap. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's why they want the guns now.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody ain't going for the SJW stuff. Your cats in the Northeast, in the West Coast, and maybe Chicago, y'all maybe want that. Most of the country don't want that. You know what I'm saying? They're not into all this transgenderism, all that stuff. Most of the country is not interested in that. All right. That's something that's an agenda they pushing from the top down.
That's right.
All right. It ain't coming from the bottom up.
I see common white people saying we don't have nothing to do with that.
Yeah, man. That's what's going on here. So in other words, there's a great reset coming, but it ain't going to go the way they want.
No, of course not.
Trust and believe.
And they know that. That's why they want as much chaos as possible because they can control better. If the U.S. turns into Syria or Lebanon, they know then they can control things better that way. That's what they hope.
That's what they hope.
That's what they hope.
But like I said, the devil plans and Allah plans. And Allah is the best of planners. All right?
That's right. I know that's right.
So whatever their plans are, that don't mean that's how it's going to play out. They know that.
Yeah.
But they got a plan and you don't have one. So I best for the brothers, I just want you to plan on being a man again. That's your first plan should be, activating that masculine energy. All right?
I was thinking also, any major product that you are purchasing, you need to find an alternative. The best thing, if you can, make your own. But find a small, independent little company. If you can find a black one, that's great. If not, any small independent company to get what you want. That's the first message is to cut the jugular vein of Satan, and money is his jugular vein. We should not be spending any money whatsoever on major brand products or services at all.
Oh, it's so easy to shut this thing down. This whole United States is a consumer-based economy. All you got to do is stop buying. The country's on its knees.
Yeah.
All right? This ain't even deep. You ain't got to even go down. You ain't got to go to the White House or City Hall, nothing. All you got to do is keep your money in your pocket. Don't buy no cars. Don't buy no houses. Don't buy definitely don't buy no big appliances. Yo, this country is dead at that point. All right? All power to the people. The power is in the people's hands.
That's right.
Let's keep it on. They ain't going to force you to go out and buy nothing. All right? But you have to be willing to say, we're going to take a year off from buying anything until we get what the hell we want. Then you'll see some changes. See? The car industry is afloat by a fraction of percentage points. All right? The housing market, fractions of percentage points, keeps these things profitable. All right? You can break them easy. Easily broken, but it take a little unity. Just say, even if you just say, we ain't buying no cars this month.
We ain't buying no sneakers
this month.
Even little Nas.
Definitely ain't shouldn't be buying no Nikes. You You definitely shouldn't be buying no satanic Nikes. They done showed you who they are.
Right. Right.
All right.
Mm.
Yeah. But see, that's what the black man's good for. Standing up and doing what's supposed to be done.
Right.
That's what you're good for. Standing up and doing the right thing. That's what your job is. All right.
All right.
And not being no punk. Get out that female energy, trying to console every damn body, and make a damn decision, and stick to it.
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
you console your family, but you don't act. Yeah, you don't compromise your principles for them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
You don't compromise your principles for nobody, no woman, and no children. You show them that you're a man of principle. All right. But since y'all don't believe in nothing, you're just weak and float like a little plastic bag in the wind. You go all over the place. You got no belief system. That is not a man. No, I mean it's not. There's much more to say on it, but I just wanted just something to chew on for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I think it went longer than it should have went.
Well, I think this was a powerful conversation for me. I don't know about anybody else, but I enjoyed myself thoroughly speaking with you, King. Mm-hmm. So thank you, because I wanted us to have this conversation for the longest time, because your male stabilization is integral. We wind up going back and forth in a way that, for me, I know is very, very healing. And to share it with our family, it's a village, and we're having a all-purpose, all-healing meeting to the best of our ability. Yeah. And so I thank you for this, for real. I thank you, because this is a beautiful conversation.
Yeah, like I said, I wish we can have. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't as focused as I think it should have been, but
there's always next time.
Praise be to Allah. Next time, God willing, we can do something else. But it's a lot, because it's not a simple conversation overall. I guess I could have made it real simple. Then it would have been like 5 minutes, but.
Yeah, I know you could have, but I didn't want it to be 5 minutes, so I kept trying to figure out ways. I got to keep them going, because But this is something that's so deep in you, and I don't feel guilty, because I love being with you, but at the same time, our conversations just between each other, I'm like, this isn't fair that I'm the only one who gets to hear. Just you have a very sane, down the earth understanding of life. And I see a dearth of that in social media, especially from who they promote, because there's a lot of brothers who are amazing, but they make sure that their voices aren't heard. And I think the only reason why my platform got to the level it is only because I'm a Black woman. They're not as fearful of me at all as they are of you. And so that's, if I can, help the Black man and just be a helpmeet to you, letting other brothers know this is the time. This ain't no rehearsal now. Then that's just my duty. That's just what's got to be done.
Absolutely. The time and what must be done. That's where we're at now. This is the time. What must be done, brothers?
Yeah.
Get up off your ass.
Thank you. Thank you, King.
Peace, family.
All right. Now, you go buy the book. That's it. But let me also say greetings to anyone who's still in the chat room. I thank everybody for being here. I saw Sister Gwen B had to go and take care of some stuff. So I'm going to say my greetings starting right here. Peace to you, beloved brother. Too black for you, too black for you. Ruby Margarita is wisdom. Kwaku Agbo. Good to see you, beloved. And of course, Sister Gwen B. And Atlantis Rising Ava Marshall. Skankaroon T. And Yapa Ya Israel. Good to meet you, brother. I think you've been here before, so it's good to see you again. And Brother Daryl Giles, how you doing, King? And Earth Almighty Conversations. Oh, that's what you're saying. Conversations like these are always refreshing and reassurance that I'm not alone. That's a beautiful thing, beloved. That's exactly what I'm saying is that we need to know, because that loneliness is because you don't know that you are, you don't want to be a dictator. That tends to be the way that we are. So you don't know what you're thinking if there's other people thinking the same thing. So yes, you are not alone, my brother. You are not alone. Big dog, Philly. Oh, it's good to see you, King. And Reality Checker 13. Oh, thank you, beloved. And who else I got going on here? Brother Truth Seeker 24. Always an honor to see you, King. Always an honor. I know you don't waste your time any place that is trifling, and I appreciate that. Brother Son Productions. Good to see you, brother. Brother is a music producer. So if you need some music, you got to go check them out. I might be checking you out sooner or later, brother, if I ever get that wherewithal to build up a little bit more and make things like whole little YouTube dramas and all the rest of it, because I'm done with these people. Peace, brother Tavara. How you doing? Good to see you. And let's see. If I miss your name, my apologies, but brother Leotis Brown, I surely don't want to miss you. You are such a joy to my heart. Good to see you, brother. And let's see. Oh, brother One Deep Forever. How you doing, King? It's good to see you. And brother Stuart Greaves. Oh, always a joy. I love reading your comments, brother. You have a keen and wise eye. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I surely appreciate you. We are an amazing, mighty people of that. There is no doubt, because I know I didn't make myself, and I know my king didn't make himself either. So we come from you. I love you. Straight black family pride. That is the map to our forever. Peace and blessings, everyone.